You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. This is an update on Tuesday's story of the accidental shooting. As an update on the story about a 3-year-old gunshot victim, Christopher Shearer, the victim's father, is being charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and recklessly endangering another person. Shearer, who was in charge of watching his 2 children, told police that he leaves his firearms in his backpack and that his daughter must have went through it when he went upstairs to smoke. The incident unfortunately left the child with a gunshot wound to the leg. District Attorney Brian Gallagher says the daughter is in stable condition and is expected to survive. Officials in Olymphin and all other towns and communities are strictly advising parents and/or guardians who own firearms or weapons of any kind to lock them away, keeping them out of reach of children. Zachary Vidal disappeared 3 years ago today, and Pottsville police are still committed to finding out what happened to him. Vidal was last seen on October 22, 2022. Officials say they have exhausted all leads and are again asking the public for help in the investigation. Every tip is reviewed and could help the case, no matter how minor the information may seem. Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers and the Vidal family are offering a cash reward for information that may lead to his whereabouts. If you know anything about Zachary Vidal's disappearance, contact Captain Joseph Welsh of the Pottsville Bureau of Police at 570-622-1234, extension 1350. You can also contact Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers at 1-877-472-8477 if you wish to remain anonymous. A man was arrested for a 911 misuse during a traffic stop. Police say 39-year-old Christopher Zomerfeld called 911 4 times to complain about police officers lawfully seizing a license plate off a vehicle with a suspended registration following a traffic stop. Zomerfeld interfered with the officer during the stop, became disorderly, and fled to his vehicle. He was asked to exit his vehicle after police found a fraudulent homemade license plate consistent with a sovereign citizen. As a result of Zomerfeld's refusal to exit, police removed him and attempted to take him into custody, where he resisted their efforts to handcuff him. He was taken into custody, where charges are pending for misuse of 911, disorderly conduct, obstruction of justice, possessing instruments of a crime, resisting arrest, counterfeit plates, and multiple summary traffic offenses. Work on the Hazleton Area School District's new indoor sports center has officially begun. Construction crews can be seen where the new complex will be located behind the running track on West 23rd Street. The plan for the complex was almost abandoned in 2024 due to an estimated $58 million in costs. Developer Robert Miracle and his company, Miracle Commercial Real Estate Services, offered to build the foundation and shell of the building, leaving the school district to cover the rest of the construction with $18 million that was allocated in the budget. The future space will accommodate the 23 boys and girls varsity sports throughout the district, as well as provide lockers and restrooms for the outdoor track. Coming up on WYLN News, Jersey Mike's is proud to start a good cause fundraiser tomorrow. Plus, a woman has been banned from the Mohegan Casino. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were saved by the bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
In this week's episode of Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to have a guest, Claudine Gallagher, and we're going to discuss how this whole thing works.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. It's the 47th Annual American Cancer Society Greater Hazleton Unit Telethon, fighting every cancer for every life. Join us Saturday, November 15th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in Hazleton, or watch us live on Wyln TV 35. Tune in for all the entertainment, and please make a pledge Saturday, November 15th for the 47th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon.
Welcome back to Wyln News. The Pennsylvania State Police want to find the person riding this dirt bike. On Tuesday afternoon, a trooper from the Hazleton Patrol Section was conducting a traffic stop at the intersection of South Church Street and Arthur Gardner Parkway in Hazleton. The dirt bike rider attempted to disrupt the stop and fled the scene. The trooper initiated a brief pursuit, which was later self-terminated by the trooper after the rider got away. The rider is described as a white non-Hispanic male in his early 20s. He has a thin build and is approximately 6 feet in height. The dirt bike is purple and black in color with 44 number plates and gold spokes. Anyone with information is asked to contact Pennsylvania State Police Hazleton at 570-459-3890. With the government shutdown having come to its 21st day and still having no sign of being lifted, there are now struggles for food assistance. Due to Congress failing to pass the budget, Pennsylvania can no longer make due payments to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. More than 2 million Pennsylvanians make use of SNAP, and now with the program not being active, November will not be their best month. The SNAP payments stopped on October 16th and will not resume until the shutdown is lifted. Thousands of Pennsylvanian families rely on the program for federal food assistance, so next month may be a true struggle. Tomorrow, October 23rd, good goes way beyond the sub. Jersey Mike's is hosting a fundraiser in order to give major support to Lehigh and Lausanne Rural Volunteer Fire Company. The support comes from those who simply partake in buying and eating a delicious sandwich. Those interested in helping out can visit the store mentioning this flyer or order on the Jersey Mike's app using the code JMGives. 20% of all sales go to the fire company out of goodwill. This fundraiser is valid only through October 23rd from 3 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. at the specific Jersey Mike's location at 113 Woodbine Street, Hazleton, PA. Anyone with questions on orders for this worthy cause can call 724-591-9030. As if there would not be more stories regarding the Mohegan, Pennsylvania casino, another has been discovered. A woman based in Nevada was charged with trespassing and resisting arrest, resulting in her getting banned from Mohegan altogether. The woman was identified as Mariah Sky Alvarez, who on December 13th last year was found trespassing a restricted area where she claimed she was searching for fossils under her set blanket with beer cans. Wilkes-Barre Township police officers ended up in a struggle with Alvarez following her uncooperation with their orders and attempted physical attacks. Thus she got handcuffed, then sent to jail where she intentionally urinated on the floor. Alvarez was sentenced by Luzerne County Judge David W. Lupas to probation for a year for resisting arrest, institutional vandalism, defiant trespass, and disorderly conduct. Alvarez pled guilty to the charges on Tuesday. The Pennsylvania Senate Education Committee held a public hearing Tuesday to discuss how schools throughout the Commonwealth are handling student cell phone use. The committee, chaired by Senator Linda Schlegel-Culver, heard from educators, students, parents, and industry experts to understand how statewide policies may help limit classroom disruptions and prioritize student learning and safety. Some feel that individual schools can best decide what policies will benefit their students and the community. Others believe that statewide policies can bring consistency across districts and reduce distractions in the classroom. According to the National Conference of State Legislators, more than 30 states have already enacted or are considering legislation regarding cell phone use by students in schools. The Hazleton Area School District has a new big screen. A new smartboard has filled the wall at the Hazleton Area Career Center's large group room where school board meetings are held. The screen measures 9 feet by 16 feet, made by Creation LED, that cost $93,086. It consists of 256 light-emitting diode displays where the hardware directs a portion of the signal. Board members can access tiny monitors in front of them to see what's on their screen without turning their heads. While the new screen isn't just for school board meetings, which are held once or twice a month, students may also gather there to study for national occupational testing, armed services vocational tests, and standardized state tests. The district's chief information officer said the new wall would be able to show anything that can be displayed on a computer screen, such as presentations, documents, and even movies. Coming up on McAdoo's News Choice, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we'll see what is up this Wellness Wednesday. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Turbotville Part 3. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Nescopec,
Or downtown Hazleton.
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Casalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
It's high school football time on WYLN TV 35. Check out the game of the week and join the entire WYLN sports team as they bring live high school football to you. Watch over the air in Hazleton at 35.1, Berwick at 47.1, or Williamsport at 9.1, or Service Electric Cable, Channel 7 or 507, or online. The game of the week is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, And I want to give you some information that I feel is so important, not just because it's October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but because it's so important we get this message out. You know, according to the American Cancer Society, breast cancer is the most common cancer in women in the United States, except for skin cancers. It accounts for about 30%, or 1 in 3, of all new female cancers each year. How about these statistics? About 316,950 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women this year. Approximately 42,170 women will die from breast cancer. You know, the other day, I had someone reach out to me who's very close to me, and they're in their 70s, and they shared with me that they had breast cancer. And I was actually elated, and not for the reasons you think, because she had breast cancer, but because it was only stage 1. And I know we impress upon people so much the importance of screening, and that's one of the reasons we're here today, is to emphasize that, but also to tell you about some treatments that are targeting cancers in a better way for our patients. And with me is Dr. Robert Decker, who is with our hematology oncology here at our beautiful cancer center right on the campus of the hospital. Dr. Decker, tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure, yeah. Hi, so I'm Dr. Robert Decker here at the Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute in Hazleton. I am a board-certified hematologist and medical oncologist. I'm actually from Northeast Pennsylvania. I was born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Completed my undergraduate education at the University of Scranton, and then went to medical school at the Commonwealth Medical College in Scranton as well. And then I moved to Allentown for my training, so where I completed an internal medicine residency at Lehigh Valley Health Network for 3 years, followed by a 3-year fellowship in hematology and medical oncology at Lehigh Valley as well. And then wanting to stay at Lehigh Valley Hospital, I ended up working here in Hazleton. So that's a little bit about me. And then I've been here in practice since what now, 2022? Yeah, wow, it's crazy. It goes by very quickly. Yeah.
Awesome. So doctor, we're going to talk about, I mean, of course, the importance of screening. Do you have anything to emphasize about that?
Sure, yeah. So like I tell, pretty much all of my patients, screening is really the most important thing that we can do for ourselves, because breast cancer, when it is caught early, and by early I mean stage 1, 2, or 3, before it is spread, to other organs or to the bones, things like that, it's still considered curable. So as long as it's limited to the breast and the lymph nodes in the armpit, we're able to treat those people with medication, sometimes chemotherapy, and surgery and radiation, and we're able to cure them and they go on with the rest of their lives. But once you have moved beyond that, once you have cancer that's spread beyond that, then we're looking at lifelong treatment, where you're going to be seeing me every few weeks for the rest of your life and on some type of treatment for breast cancer, and eventually probably will die from it, unfortunately. And that's why screening is so important, because we're able to catch these things before they become a problem. And really more so even than that, we've gotten away from breast self-exams, but really just breast awareness and being aware that like, oh, this doesn't feel like it used to, and maybe it's something that I should bring to my doctor's attention at the next visit. Definitely is just really important, and just listening to the way that your body feels. If you feel like something is off, are you doing all of the things that you need to be to try to catch these things early?
So let's tell the audience about ADCs and how they help not just breast cancer, but various cancers, correct?
Yeah, sure. So ADCs, or antibody drug conjugates, they are an exciting new class of medication that we use in the treatment of cancers. Originally they were developed primarily for breast cancer, in particular ones that express a protein called HER2. Basically what they've done is they've taken a toxic chemotherapy drug, chemotherapy drugs that previously we weren't even using because the doses that would be needed to treat the cancer were very dangerous to give because of various side effects and things like that. So they've taken these toxic drugs and they link them to an antibody. So basically they are making this chemotherapy be delivered directly to the cancer cells, right? So we're looking at proteins that are expressed only on the cancer cells, and these antibodies are directed towards them, so that we're directing these very toxic medications directly to the cancer. So we're able to limit the side effect while delivering a very effective treatment.
That is, I think, a big relief for many of your patients, of course. You know, you've been doing this for quite a few years. Your colleagues that you're on these tumor boards with, you know, the whole Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute itself has so many resources. What can you possibly say about breast cancer now than maybe 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you know, with these new treatments? What is it that we have more hope for?
Well, I think that the most amazing thing is that there are more drugs being approved, you know, per month for breast cancer than we previously had like per decade. And so the number of different treatment options available is just staggering. And so that's very, very hopeful for the future. And we're always working to get better medications and ones that cause less side effects and give people the best quality of life.
Awesome. Dr. Decker, thank you so much for your insight. Thank you so much for caring for our patients. I have to tell you, I can't tell you how many people out in the community that have been in to see you and your colleagues here, that the experience of care is just amazing. So thank you, and please get screened. It's that important. Thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
August 11th, 1900 started as a normal day in Turbitville. It would soon turn dangerous, however, when a set of hay bales in a barn owned by John Moser and Peter Minchie's caught on fire. Although the blaze was quickly spotted, high winds quickly spread it throughout town, which was filled with numerous wood-framed houses that burned very easily. And worse, all the wells and cisterns in Turbitville were dry, and thus efforts to fight the fire were severely hampered. Thus, for over 5 hours, the fire raged out of control until a row of brick buildings finally stopped it. Nearly a quarter of the buildings in Turbitville had been lost to the inferno, with damages estimated at $60,000. As a result of the fire, the struggling Wilkes-Barre and Western Railroad added excursion trains to its schedule so that residents of neighboring towns could come to Turbitville and see the damage for themselves. Turbitville would, however, quickly rebuild from the terrible fire, and one of the industries that helped lead it back was the dairy industry, courtesy of the Dewart Creamery in neighboring Dewart. It had been founded in 1901 by Charles Sheffer, replacing an earlier creamery on its site that had closed in 1889. From a single milk wagon, the Duart Creamery grew into one of the largest businesses of its type in central Pennsylvania, overcoming 2 fires in 1909 and 1911. By 1925, it was producing 12,000 barrels of milk and 200,000 gallons of ice cream. In Turbitville, the plant had a receiving station by the Susquehanna, Bloomsburg, and Berwick Railroad tracks, built in 1915, that shipped its products off to market. It would outlast the Duart Creamery, which closed in 1946, 2 years after Charles Sheffer's death, being used as a butcher shop by several owners. The building was vacated for the last time around 1994 and stood vacant for two further decades until it was torn down in 2014. One of the more prominent landowners in the Turbitville area was Alex Billmeyer. Born in Montour County's Liberty Township in 1841, Billmeyer came to own several farms throughout Pennsylvania, as well as in West Virginia, and a lumbering operation as well. Billmeyer would be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1902, but chose to only serve 1 term, discomforted with the toxic atmosphere in place in Washington even then. He would sell an estate in Washingtonville after his time in Congress. Billmeyer then came up with the idea of opening a game preserve on his property following a hunting trip, deciding, "Something told me that I had to raise a deer to make up for the one I shot, and I thought it won't be much harder to raise a lot of them." And so he purchased wild game and opened his grounds to the public. 20 elk, 70 deer, and numerous wild turkeys soon roamed what became known as Billmeyer Preserve. Tourists came from all over to visit the preserve, which offered free admission, and soon became a popular place for church and family picnics. The most popular attraction at the preserve was the elk stag Jumbo, who weighed over 1,000 pounds and had a 5-foot set of antlers. Jumbo would be a special guest in the 1907 Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks Convention in Philadelphia, which he arrived at in a special train car. During the convention, he greeted attendees atop the North American building, which he had been lifted at the top of on a sling, then pulled through an upper window. Alex Billmeyer died in 1924, and 4 years later, his son Harry, acknowledging he was increasingly unable to feed the animals, sold the herds off to a West Virginia oil baron. The hills and fields around Turbitville were rich with limestone. Many area farmers would build lime kilns on their lands to harvest lime for use in their fields. The usual procedure in doing so would be to burn the limestone at high temperatures for at least 3 days to burn off the carbon dioxide, then to scrape the lime powder off the kiln floor and barreling it for transport to market. Mass industrial production of lime in Turbitville would get a boost in 1902 when the American Limestone Cement Company was chartered. It set up operations on Shell Road with a quarry, several kilns, and a railroad sign connecting to the Pennsylvania Railroad. Numerous other quarries in the Turbitville area also donated to the production of limestone, among them the Geisinger, Shower, Williamson, and Yerg quarries. Today, the remains of the kilns can still be seen on Shell Road. Even in ordinary towns like Turbitville, disagreements can sometimes turn deadly. Such will be the case on December 8, 1917. On that morning, local farmer Ward Plott set off with his son Roy to go rabbit hunting. Along the way, they happened to pass their neighbor John Reynolds, who was walking along the road behind a milk wagon driven by his wife. Tensions had been high between the family for some time. As the parties passed each other, Reynolds furiously accused Plotz of hunting on his land. The rhetoric between Plotz and Reynolds quickly escalated, with the latter, according to Roy Plotz, using abusive and threatening language toward his father. Deciding to make a stand, the Plotzes went into town to the Justice of the Peace's office and filed a formal legal complaint against Reynolds. They then caught up to Reynolds and his wife on the road and informed them of their actions. It was then that Reynolds bashed Ward Plotz over the head with the heavy pitchfork he was carrying, sending him down to his knees. He then hit Plotz a second time before jumping into his wife's wagon and taking off. Roy Plotz ran back to his family and got a doctor to take his father to the hospital in Danville. The local police quickly located John Reynolds, who expressed guilt for his actions, and requested to see the elder Plotz in the hospital. This request would be granted, but any reconciliation between the men was hampered when Plotz succumbed to his injuries. Reynolds will be charged with his death, although he argued that Plotz had aimed the shotgun he'd been carrying at him, prompting him to swing his pitchfork in self-defense. Roy Plotz countered that his father never actually raised his gun toward Reynolds. Ultimately, a perhaps guilt-ridden Reynolds pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced between 6 and 8 years in Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary. Ward Plotz today rests in Turbitville Cemetery.